Hello, friends, and welcome to another Modern League. Today we're returning to Death Shadow, a card that I have played quite a bit in Modern, and one that presents some very interesting math problems as we're playing the game. How far do we take our life total down? How big is the Death Shadow going to be, and what is that going to mean for combat? Now, we've got a new card from Modern Horizons 2, which is going to kind of simplify the math a little bit, in the sense that it's just going to take the math right out of it. When we have Dress Down on the battlefield, Death Shadow is just always a 13/13. And Dress Down has some pretty interesting synergies with Kroxa as well. It means that we will not get the discard trigger when it comes into play, but it also means that it won't care if it's escaped or not, and for 2 mana we can just have a 6/6 Elder Giant, which is pretty cool. Yeah, otherwise we've got pretty standard fare: Ragavan, Darcy, a bunch of Thoughtseize and Inquisition, some Lightning Bolts and Unholy Heats, and we also have Drown in the Loch. Because we are playing blue for Dress Down, we're not able to play Prismatic Ending, so it is what it is. But we got other things that are going to potentially be able to answer what the opponent's doing. One day we will run into Solitude and cry. Yeah. Dress Down seems like it would be pretty good against, well, I mean, the Solitude, it comes into play. They don't get the Exile trigger, but they do just get to keep the Solitude, because the Evoke also doesn't happen. And start doing stuff with Darcy. Might even just throw down Kroxa turn 2, depending on what we draw. Because these Unholy Heats don't seem like they're going to be too good. What? Urza's Tower? What a surprise! Just wondering what kind of land I want to get here. Thinking Steam Vents, because I need the red mana, and then my other land can be black land, and that will let me cast Kroxa or Drowned. Well, I think the last time I played against Trellian, it was super fancy because there was all kinds of colors going on. I think, was that the Tron deck that was playing Oath to Nissa? And then like a bunch of Planeswalkers, I think? Ended up losing to, what's the name of that Planeswalker? The ultimate just basically says target player loses the game. Another Drown in the Loch. So they aren't going to have Tron next turn. I think we probably just play Darcy here. Let's attack and see what we get. Yeah, we're going to have 3 mana regardless, so we can Darcy and hold up Drown. Not that Drown is really going to do anything with the opponent having an empty graveyard. Oh, they have Gut Shot for our Ragavan? Brutal. Gut Shot and Tron. And we get punished? Oh no, we would not have been able to counter the Drown in the Loch because they have no cards in their graveyard anyway. Kekuku. Hey, glad you made it. Not sure why you have to stream at 3 a.m. Well, just for days like these, where you happen to be awake at 3 a.m. and here I am. For me, it's about 7 in the morning, and I've already had a full day's work. I am using a rental service. If you check up above my head here, Card Hoarder is providing the cards for us. Halifax. So I think I'm going to want a Blood Crypt for this. Pay the life. We are a Shadow deck after all. Lightning Bolt. Do we just bolt ourselves here? Seems pretty bad. And if we attack, I guess we get to bolt the token or drown it. Unholy Heat it, even better. Our drown still isn't really doing much of anything. Okay, so they can go get a map with this, which gets them Tron. Oh, they got a bunch of cards in the graveyard here, so if they play Karn, we can counter it. Basilisk Collar. Basilisk Collar. I don't... Do we counter that? I don't think so, right? Because they still have enough mana for Karn. So I think we just let that one resolve. Let's unload an Unholy Heat on this token. Another creature... Alright, so we could bolt them. Might as well. Use our mana. Maybe get this Darcy to go. We've already got lands in the graveyard. I kind of would have liked to draw a land. That land doesn't let us cast Shadow. We're going to go with something else. Thoughtseize. Is that one that we want? Thoughtseize seems kind of good. Instant land, creature, sorcery. Oh, we missed the land. Blast. So we get to keep one card, and then... Yeah, we get to keep one. And one we get to get rid of. I guess we'll get rid of Inquisition, and we'll keep Thoughtseize. I'll be honest, I'm not really liking our chances here. They just seem to have So many more resources available. That's a lot of mana. 10 mana on turn 5. Seems good. Walking Ballista. We're going to be able to get rid of that pretty easily. I mean, it is going to kill Darcy, but we'll be able to get it off the board before it does any more damage. Should actually just be able to hit it with Heat, right? Let's take a look at what they're about to draw. They're going to draw a Power Plant. They have a Trinket Mage and a pair of Karns. Kind of want to keep the Heat now to kill the Karn. Alright, we're going to have to kind of wait for a turn here. We're going to use the Unholy Heat, kill the other Karn. We have the Drown to kill this. Hey, a Shadow. Oh, here comes like Trinisphere or something. Sundering Titan? Oh my god. Nope. I'm out. So we'll bring in Alpine Moon. Lightning Bolt doesn't seem that great. Unholy Heat, not so much. Drown in the Loch doesn't seem too good. And we're back in. Alright, we got the play. Let's see what we can do. We got turn 1 Ragavan, we got an Inquisition. Let's keep it, I guess. So, there is a world where we might want to Inquisition turn 1 instead of Ragavan, because that would allow us to take their map. Okay, so they had the gut shot for the Ragavan. They have a relic as well. So I guess we just take the gut shot so they can't kill our Ragavan. I don't care too much about the relic. Spell Pierce isn't doing anything against our hand. So the next question is, do we dash Ragavan or do we just cast it? Another land. If I dash Ragavan here, we get 1 mana, but we are kind of like stuck dashing Ragavan every turn after that, and we're not going to really like be we need that mana, so I think I'm just going to play Ragavan out. And we'll want to fetch in response to the Relic. Or we can just do it at end step, since sacrificing it is part of the cost. Mishra's Bauble. So we can do a 4 cure. We'll take a look at our top card, and then we can decide if we want to play a fetch or a shock. Expressive Iteration is a good one. Let's play a shock. And I kind of want to keep the Kroxa in my hand for a dress down. Okay. They're looking for that gut shot. Looks like they did not find it. Lol. Who's the next card? Do we just go ahead and put that in their graveyard? I think so, right? Pay the life. So we could put Kroxa into the graveyard here. Make them discard a card. And then start building towards playing the Kroxa. But we're like drawing a bunch of cards right here. I want to see if we can find the dress down. We're going to wait 1 turn. You got me nailed backward. Alright, so they're playing Trinket Mage. We have no response. Stupid Trinket Mage. Blocks Ragavan. Okay. Let's start with Iteration. You find Darcy, another Iteration, and a Thoughtseize. So Thoughtseize can take the map. And we have a bunch of mana. Alright. Into hand, the bottom, top. So many Spell Pierces. 3 Spell Pierce, Collar, and Map. Let's take that map. So they can get another map here with the Saga, which is what they do. Sack the map, go get mine, play the mine. Oh, no way, they have another map again. Wild. And there's the Collar. So they have 3 Spell Pierce in hand and they're tapped out. Draws are really not lining up here. But it looks like we should be able to Kroxa, replay Kroxa. I'm going to attack with the Ragavan here. We get the Trinket Mage off the board, so they don't have something to put the Basilisk Collar onto. Alright, so they have 1 Spell Pierce and 1 Unknown, and they can make Tron. Oh, Alpine Moon? What timing? What timing? Bye-bye Spell Pierce. Oh, Dismember. Killing the Ragavan. Sure. Sure. Keep that. Alpine Moon gets there. I'm sure most of you are aware, but Alpine Moon removes the Urza type from the Urza lands. So that means if we name any of the Urza lands with Alpine Moon, that land is going to be producing 1 mana of any color, and the other Urza lands are going to be producing 1 colorless mana. Also very good against another card in their deck, Urza's Saga. And this will just destroy the Urza Saga, actually, basically. Not a fan. I guess we do have turn 2 Death Shadow, because we can do 9 to ourselves with the Lightning Bolt. So turn 2, double Death Shadow, turn 3, the shadows are large. That's not the worst. It's a very fast clock. So we do 9, 12 to ourselves, leaving ourselves at 8. And 13 minus 8 is 5. So you would have a pair of 5/5s. Attacking for 10 on turn 3. So, it's a pretty quick clock. So we need to get Blood Crypt to start. Yep, that's the one I would have taken anyway. Lands and instants are fairly easy to get into our graveyard, so those are some of the ones we're going to look at getting rid of first. Blood Crypt, yes. Lightning Bolt ourselves. No Spell Pierce, please. Nice. Oh, Alpine Moon? I think we just play the double Shadow here, and we'll play Alpine Moon another turn. Because if they have the Spell Pierce here for the Moon, it's pretty bad, and we're not being threatened by imminent Tron. So we'll just go get a Watery Grave that gives us double black. And pass priority. Okay, so they immediately crack the Relic to draw a card. They see what our plan is, and Relic is not really interacting with that plan at all. Basic Island. Okay, so they're pretty far away from Tron, but they got the Trinket Mage. So we're going to be able to get the Trinket Mage out of the way and play Alpine Moon here. Seems like a pretty good turn. Oh, Engineered Explosives. Okay, that's really bad, in fact. So we're not going to play the Moon. We're just going to kill this, swing in for 10, and then they'll play the Explosives. We'll make them crack it, and we'll play Moon after that. Suppose we could just, like, let them block and keep the heat, and then we could put Lurrus to hand this turn. Putting Lurrus to hand seems pretty good when they are going to be killing our shadows. Of course, that does mean that they don't have to use the explosives this turn. They could actually wait, take some damage. So let's see here. If we add 3 to these, that's 8/16, so they will be forced to use it because we have the fetch land. Another tower. So Alpine Moon does not want to name tower. Don't want to give them 2 mana of any color here. I would name something like mine. And if we play the moon, we should be able to get it under... okay, they're just going to go for it now. And play a relic. Oh, that's okay. That's pretty good. I'll get rid of Scalding Tarn here. I think I still just don't even play the moon this turn. I just play Lurrus Shadow. So that's black, black. And so we're going to need another land. This will just make our shadows bigger anyway. Need another black source here. So we got double blue, double red. We got another red source here. Let's just go get a Watery Grave then. Oh, they're gonna gutshot my Lurrus to death? Wow. Sure. You got it. Double gutshot to kill my Lurrus. Yeah, 3 for 1, huh? Here's another relic, sure. Oh, a dress down? So if dress down resolves, they die. And if they have a counter for dress down, maybe we can get the Alpine Moon to stick? I guess I should have attacked first, actually. Okay, GG's. Okay, so we're playing against elementals with no lands. Let's try again. Mulligan. Not a huge fan of this hand, but we got 2 redraws with Mishra's Bauble. We'll just get rid of a lightning bolt here, I think. D5 AM. Good morning. If someone wanted to build this but had no Ragavans, would you swap it for something else or play something different? Because Rag is that powerful in this list. I mean, the simple answer would be, I mean, Ragavan is that powerful, period. Not necessarily in this list. It's just an incredibly powerful magic card. But if you did have to replace it with something, I guess you could replace it with Swift Spear? All right, so we got a play for the turn. That's nice. We're gonna Mishra's Bauble them, see what they're about to draw. We'll Mishra's Bauble ourselves as well to see what we're about to draw, and then we'll Thoughtseize with full information. They are going to draw Misty Rainforest. We're going to draw Scalding Tarn. Nice draw. And we can get rid of this Chalice. That's perfect, because Chalice was going to absolutely destroy us. Chalice on 1 kills our deck. Surprised there isn't a single K command either. Seems like that would be a good one of here. It's absolutely a good card in this deck, and I've seen a lot of other lists run it. But the list that I chose to to pilot, just doesn't have it. I think we dash here, right? They played the Misty. So we know their exact hand and they just have nothing. Because the other option is we could just put it down, cast it. Because we could just, like, put Ragavan down, and then, you know, next turn we have a nice Expressive Iteration with Ragavan already on the table. We have this other Ragavan we can maybe use to dash with later. Okay. I like that we aren't dealing with a Teferi here, and we do have basics, so let's go get a swamp. Okay, so we're going to need the mana from Ragavan to get this iteration to work, so let's swing in. Jace. Ah, if only we had one more mana. If we had land, I would absolutely play that Jace. Oh my god. Ah, that would have been so good. Alright, you can Memory Deluge. Congratulations. Oh no, Solitude. That gets rid of my Ragavan. Uh, it is something that we could have done, yeah, but we had this other Ragavan in hand, so yeah, I was not interested in doing it that time. Okay, they're going to gain control of it. That's a hassle. Hassle and a half. Plays Misty. We get a Bauble, so we can Lurrus, Bauble, and kill this. Actually, we could... Oh, we can't really put it back into play because... Yeah, we don't have the mana for it this turn, but we do get to draw 2 cards with Bauble. Let's see here. I could check their top card, but they're going to Misty. I got to check something, though, right? And checking our top card doesn't seem like it really has any value. Okay, so we know they're playing Misty Gate in their deck. Oh, no way! Ah, I was not expecting to see that counterspell come up. I mistracked their cards. Damn. Oh, they've been drawing cards with Deluge, so yeah, that makes sense that I would miss something here or there. Darcy's a good draw. But they're about ready to start doing the Deluge thing. Yeah. So they're just going to be picking up really good cards forever. I don't want to Inquisition first so we can get this Darcy down. Mr. Grey Fox, good morning. Okay, that sucks. So I guess this is the new style of elementals that only plays Solitude. Scary. So they're going to be able to start casting these Memory Deluge with a Shark Typhoon out? That's crazy. How big are these sharks going to get? Kinrian, thanks for the follow, friend. Yeah, we do have Kroxa in the list. I think when they play the Orphan Guard, we're supposed to hit it with Unholy Heat and keep the Drown in the Loch for a different spell. The trouble is the Shark Typhoon is just going to give them the value to win the game, not to mention the Colonnade here. Yeah, I guess we just got to kill those 2 things, huh? Difficult matchup? Yeah, it feels that way. They have a Flooded Strand here. If I crack Bauble, we aren't actually going to know what they draw. They're about to draw Prismatic Ending. So they could, like, prismatic ending their own Shark Typhoon for huge amounts of mana, and then they just get to make a huge shark. Yeah, where's the Hall of Storm Giants? That's the real win con nowadays, right? Mana value on the stack is not the flashback cost? Apparently not. I kind of thought that it would be, but it isn't. Where X is that spell's mana value. So yeah, the mana value is equal to the number in the top right corner. And that's, I guess, how that works. Main deck rip? Gross. There's just nothing we can do about that, huh? I mean, I guess we got engineered explosives to handle that. And then what else do we take out here? Some lightning bolts? You would cut the dress down, really? I kind of figured that we needed the dress down in order to, like, finish the opponent off or get a Kroxa down. It also cantrips, whereas Lightning Bolt does not. Alright, so we got Ragavan, we got Thoughtseize. Put the Ragavan down turn 1 and start doing stuff turn 2. Let's keep it. Just so many Thoughtseizes. Thoughtseizes forever. You like the Unholy Heat? Kill their planeswalkers or something? Get Blood Crypt. Oh yeah, they have the Chalice as well, that's true. Expressive Iteration, so... I guess we just get rid of the Purge to start. Get the Purge, you got the Teferi, get the Archmage Charm, just take everything. Oh, nice. We just exiled this one as well. That's super cool. Super good. We don't need to hit any of those this turn. They're all 3s. Let's just pass the turn. This treasure will be around next turn anyway. We can double Thoughtseize next turn. Yep, double Thoughtseize next turn. Wondering, are we supposed to Thoughtseize before attacks? Doesn't really matter. Oh, they got another Teferi? Ah, it's a small Teferi. So we can get 3 Fairy and Archmage Charm out of the way, so then they can't steal our Ragavan. Can't cast Charm as is, but they could draw a land, and then they would get to steal our Ragavan. Chalice, another card they won't be casting. So we're at 13. We cannot cast the Shadow, unfortunately. Needed a land to do that. That kind of sucks. Still, our hits have just been amazing. Can we get a land, though? So let's see here. They could make a shark to block our Ragavan. No, we find no land? Oh, that's brutal. This is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Hate the opponent's deck so much. I hate our deck for not giving us lands. I mean, it's my fault. I kept a 1-land hand. Ragavan made a lot of mana this game, too. Oh, they just let us... They just let us untap here without killing our Blood Crypt? That's very kind of them. Oh, that was so stupid sometimes. If they just get a land here, Supreme Verdict, I'm going to be really disappointed in myself. But we'll be able to dash the Ragavan if they do that, so... We'll at least have something. And if they don't find the land, we should be able to just dress down kill. Well, looks like they didn't find the land. Rest in peace, that's fine. We might really get paid off for this mistake. I mean, gamble. It was definitely a gambit. Ah, they get one of them, so we're going to put them to 1. Let's see what they're about to draw. They're about to draw a Jace. That's not going to help them. So yeah, we just dress down, hit them, and then kill them next turn. Scoop them up. Okay. Managed to take a game. Kind of felt like we just got super, super lucky there with them. I mean, they had a bunch of 4s in hand, and they had 3 lands. So I really see that as the only way of looking at it, that we got rather lucky. But also, you know, we were kind of screwed ourselves. And when both decks screw, I guess ours is better. Kind of questioning this Drown in the Loch, wondering if that's where we want to be. I mean, it does give us a possible answer to some of the incredibly scary cards that the opponent has. Like Chalice. Ah, too late. Damn that delay. Get a Thoughtseize. I kind of want to play Darcy first. But if they have, there's so many cards they could have that would just ruin Darcy. I think we got to play Thoughtseize to start. I guess Inquisition is just better to start. Let's go get a Blood Crypt Inquisition. Because their 2s are just so scary. Oh my god, look at this hand. We have to take the Chalice of the Void. We have no choice. Dress down is a bit awkward sauce. No, I thought that was pretty funny. It's just like a language thing, right? Because the spelling of awkward is already kind of awkward, and then you just made it so much more so. Another land is not what I wanted to see here. If I play the Darcy, they're going to be able to kill it because they have 2 removal spells, and my protection spell is going to be down if I Thoughtseize. So I could go, well, if I go Darcy pass, and then they only have 1 white source, so they can only cast 1 spell, and we can Flusterstorm whatever spell they cast, and then Thoughtseize them the turn after, and that way we have a Darcy that's getting us value. Magic has changed so much in the last little while. Prismatic Ending is one hell of a Magic card. Ah, damn, the Mystic Gate. It gives them the white mana. To the graveyard with you, dress down. And now they get to kill it with Prismatic Ending. And we know their last cards are Island and Purge. Ooh, get the Ragavan here. We can dash Rag. That's pretty great. Let's do that. Oh, you just looked up the price of Chalice? Incredible top deck. Let's see what we pull off their deck. Deluge, all right. Fine with exiling that. And we'll take a card out of their hand as well. Probably just get rid of that Purge. Oh, they also have Archmage Charm. I guess we get rid of Archmage Charm. Don't want them stealing my Ragavan. Or drawing 2 cards, even. Too bad that Purge is an instant. Stealing a dashed Rag isn't that great. That's very true. Just come... Oh, come on, deck. Give me something better than this. I guess we dash the Ragavan, force them to use the Purge, and then we just put Lurrus to hand? Or we could just put Lurrus to hand and pass the turn? Dash seems pretty bad. Yeah, it gives them something to do with their mana. Purge is instant? Yeah. Again, I must have missed their missed them drawing a card here, missed them putting an island down, so I thought they had 2 cards. I thought it was Island Purge. So that's a couple times now that I've made that mistake. I'm going to have to just really pay more attention to marking off the cards. Mishra's Bauble. So I guess we dash Ragavan, make them hit the Ragavan, then we get to play the Lurrus and the Bauble. I'm going to see what's on top of their deck here first. Oh, they have a Solitude on top. Dress Down seems pretty good for Solitude, but we can't really cast that during their turn. Maybe we can get this Ragavan to do something. Hate the Purge, yeah, no kidding. Get out of here, Purge. I guess on end step, we could play Dress Down. And then they'd be able to kill Lurrus during their end step, or... Tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, here comes the Purge. Oh, I don't have enough mana for the Dress Down. Okay, so I guess it's just Bauble Bauble. So we already know what their top card is. Oh, they have Counterspell? Brutal. Well, there goes all of our stuff. Kroxa seems okay. Alright, so they put the Orphan Guard to their hand. They have something to discard for Solitude. Iteration seems pretty good. So yeah, if we play Kroxa, they can just exile it. So we won't be able to replay it. Let's play Iteration and see what we find. We find Thoughtseize. Alright, so Thoughtseize to hand. Get rid of the land. Grab the Inquisition. So then we have just a ton of stuff. I think I get the Solitude so they can't take my Kroxa away. Three minutes left on the clock. I had a hard time with this matchup. A lot of decision points. Oh, they found the land for the Teferi? Luck sack. Well, I mean, I suppose their deck is mostly lands, so it makes sense they find a land. We'll play the Kroxa. Red. Oh, use the artifact because they'll destroy it with Teferi? Okay, yeah, no, it's the big one. Alright, we'll present two nasty threats for them to deal with. They can take care of one with Teferi, but not both, and then the other one can mop up the mess. Yeah, that makes sense, Mr. Rabe. We can just sacrifice the treasure in response, and then they don't draw a card. Oh, they have Prismatic Ending, and they can Teferi the Death Shadow. Damn it! Good game, though. We still have the top of our deck. We could draw a Ragavan here and kill their Teferi. Drown in the Loch. That is not going to do it. That does not kill Planeswalkers. But if that was an Unholy Heat, be able to kill that Teferi, we'd be right back in the game. But now that they get to keep Teferi and Jace, well, I guess we're going to counter the Jace, right? But yeah, they just get to keep making value, drawing extra cards with Teferi. That's very difficult to keep up with. Dress down. Draw Shadow. Play Shadow. Yep. You a Totoso. Oh, if we get Shockland here, we have a Lethal Shadow. Nope. Nope. Prismatic Ending. Again. This game's over. Teferi has gotten too much value. It's basically like they've had the Monarch this whole time. Terrible. We'll target ourselves because we have a fetch land. Flusterstorm. Go to 2. Memory Deluge. They get to dig through time here. They got 5 cards in hand right now. Yeah, Memory Deluge is a cool card. Engineered Explosives. Let's blow it up on 5. We're going to scoop this one up. Alright, they're going to mulligan. We'll keep. We have the turn 1 Inquisition, so we can take their hand down, cut their hand down to size even more, and then we have Drown the Loch turn 2, and Expressive Iteration turn 3. Oh, that's true, Mr. Rabe. I did play Heliod for a while. I didn't get much playtime with it, because the views on YouTube were always garbage for that deck. Nobody wanted to see Heliod. And I mean, it's hard to blame them, especially on Moto. I kind of want to take their Consider. They can have the Thoughtseize. Take one of our Expressive Iterations, why don't you? Yeah. Heliod on Moto is definitely a different beast. Because you got to go through all those clicks, and you got to decide, you know, like, okay, is that enough life? I'm at 100 life. Is that enough? Yeah, you got the Thoughtseize. Another card out of their hand. Yep, Drown the Loch makes sense. That is kind of the card I wanted to keep up. We could Dress Down just as a cantrip here. Not too into playing Expressive Iteration when I'm going to lose a card from it. Let's just wait till end step and play Dress Down. And maybe we'll draw Kroxa. Oh, my life total was over 9,000! Still wasn't enough. Ah, just lands, huh? I thought we decided that, you know, my life total was just going to be this and that... Okay, so this is interesting. What do we take here? We know one card. No, we don't know any cards. So I think we bolt to the bottom, Ragavan to hand, and then hit them with the Inquisition to take a card. I also kind of like just play Ragavan. think Ragavan being my only threat, I'm going to try and protect it. Yeah, it wasn't a question of am I going to put the Ragavan on the bottom. I was just wondering if I was going to play the Ragavan now. Alright, so we're playing against Esper Reanimator. Has a little bit of green so that they can go all the way up to 4. Oh, they're going to Thoughtseize themselves. Makes sense. I think we're going to Bauble, look at their top card. I want to know what it is. See if Dash Ragavan is going to be game-breaking here. It's a prismatic ending. So if I let them draw that, they're going to take the Ragavan. So let's go ahead and take it away from them. I'm going to need some blue mana and red mana for iteration. I mean, the red's coming from the treasure. Okay, we get another Inquisition, which is useless, another Ragavan, which isn't great. So yeah, this is a pretty bad iteration. Is there any value in even keeping the Inquisition? Because they're just going to play whatever spell they get. Might as well keep the Ragavan. Huh, a card they don't want to cast. What could that mean? Well, I guess we can take it, whatever it is. Yeah, letting them keep ending was better when we're dashing all the time. And then they just have this draw that's basically bad. Alright. Oh, that's bad. Burial Rites could basically win them the game here. Four mana. They have a Consider on top. Consider doesn't get them there. And then we could, like, dress down when they try to do the Archon thing, I guess? I don't know. Oh, bye-bye Lurrus. Get a Bolt. Okay, we get rid of one of their lands. Blue and red. Iteration. We find Kroxa and Shadow. So we're going to want to play both of those cards. Okay, I guess we just pass here. Don't have enough to bring Kroxa back. Looks like they didn't draw a land here, so they just flash back Faithful Mending. I think that's a win for us. Wow, we managed to beat the Esper deck game 1 because they mulliganed to Oblivion. They mulliganed to like 4, and we had discard, so that was very, very lucky on our end. And that means we get to bring in Soul Guide Lantern, we get to bring in Flusterstorm, can bring in Terminate, can take out Lightning Bolt. What else do we want to cut, chat? Kind of feel like we're going to want some number of Drown. The 1-for-1 removal or discard did feel good that game. Looks like OBS has crashed again. This is something that's happened quite a bit on my stream. The stream will continue, but I just can't see what chat is saying, which is kind of frustrating because I asked you for help and now I can't see what you're saying. It'll catch up in a moment. Kroxa can be a liability. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because they can just discard whatever they want to it. Dress Down answers their ETB. Okay, so we'll get rid of the Kroxa, and we'll bring the Drowned and the Terminate back in. Or do we just go for the Thoughtseize, actually? Dress Down is not great, yeah. It's very so-so, especially when we're not using Kroxa. All right, thanks for the help, friends. And the Conqueror, cheers. Oh, we got Soul Guide. Kind of going to keep it on the strength of that. Our opponent is mulliganing again. How far? How low will they go? All right, they're staying at 6 this time. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, we got a Darcy to start. Yeah, we just played the Darcy here. Kind of feel like I go get a Steam Vents. Yeah, let's go get a Steam Vents, play Darcy. So this gives us the threat turn 1, and then we can hold up interaction from then on. Ooh, this one. This is not interaction. Oh, Thoughtseize is a nice draw. What do we do here? I kind of think we just go Thoughtseize Soul Guide. Let's take a look at what's in their hand. We're going to have land and sorcery. This is an instant, so yeah, let's put that to the yard. Oh. Counterspell. Interesting. We could Flusterstorm the counterspell, which gets us another trigger from Darcy, gets the Thoughtseize to resolve, and it seems like they really don't want that Thoughtseize to resolve. Another land, graveyard with you. Same targets. Let's get this Thoughtseize. Oh, they have a Monastery Mentor? I don't like that, but if we let them Thoughtseize, they get to take our Soul Guide Lantern. And they can't really Mentor next turn unless they get an untapped land. We should be able to easily answer the Mentor, right? Do we just take the Thoughtseize here? They will likely Thoughtseize themselves. So yeah, I think we just take Thoughtseize. Well, I guess, yeah, after Thoughtseizing themselves, then we don't have to worry about the Soul Guide Lantern. They just take 2 cards out of their hand, and we get to answer their whole turn. So yeah, that was a bad Thoughtseize there. I should have taken like 2 more seconds to think about that. No black source, so they wouldn't have been able to Thoughtseize that turn anyway. Unless they drew a land. Yeah, disappointed in that whole turn. Sorry, friends, every once in a while, I don't play perfect. And it's not every once in a while, it's too often. Oh well. You might not see me on the Pro Tour, but I still love this game. Even when we get iterations like this one. To my hand, to the bottom, and to exile. Yeah, nobody's playing perfect, but I could definitely do better. Now they just get to play Monastery Mentor. I get to Unholy Heat, though, so if they don't have any kind of follow-up to the Mentor, we just get to cleanly answer it. Okay, and we get our choice of Lurrus or Shadow to go along with it. Kind of like Lurrus, because then that lets us buy back the Lantern if they do anything funny, but, you know, the Shadow is a clock. I'm gonna get the Lurrus because it spends all of my mana. Oh, they're halfway to casting Archon, chat. Alright, so they use the Prismatic Ending on the Lantern, so we just use the Lantern, which puts it into our graveyard, which means we'll be able to Lurrus it back on our turn. Yeah, keep this. Fetch Shock, Inquisition. We're not going to get a turn 2 Shadow. Actually, we might. We might get a turn 2 Shadow if we bolt ourselves. Because that's 3, 6, 8. Put us to 12, 1/1 Shadow. Don't think that's the right line, but we'll see what happens. Definitely starting with an Inquisition anyway. Alright, I think we might be into it. Thoughtseize. Need more black mana here. You think Thoughtseize turn 1 for the extra damage? Oh, we'll take Shardless. Because that would get us into shadow range, wouldn't it? Okay, good point. Land? Oh, they're going to ice the Blood Crypt here. Yep. Oh, there's a chance they don't have a relevant target. Good point. I always kind of shortcut Inquisition to go first because, you know, like, okay, well, it's going to be a spell of casting cost 1, 2, or 3 that the opponent's going to play in their first turns. So obviously I want to play Inquisition first, but that's not always the way it is. Apparently Twitch info has been leaked, passwords, etc. That's not good. Good thing I've got that duo whatever. Dual factor authentication. All right, well, thanks for the tip. Don't even remember the password to tell you. Nice. We might actually just want land. Bolt doesn't seem like it's going to do much. And we might as well Thoughtseize here. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to which fetch I put down there, but that would be absolutely correct. The Mires are the most valuable fetches that we have in the deck because they get both of our basics, whereas Polluted Delta only gets the swamp and we are not playing a basic island. So good catch there. You are technically correct, which, as we all know, is the best kind of correct. All right, so we're going to hold up Drown and Heat here. We're going to get a threat on the board so we can start attacking. I think we let this happen. Had this deck in paper before COVID. Now I need to update it, but too much money. Yeah, the difference between pre-COVID Magic and today is huge because we got Modern Horizons 2, and that changed everything. Not to mention the fact that there are several other good cards that were printed from other sets. Modern format has become Modern Horizons format. Yep. All right, we're going to stay at 8, so that's 3 hits from the Brazen Borrower instead of just 2. And we'll just hold up Counter Magic here. I guess we could try and go get Lurrus. The problem with that is then we only get to hold up 1 counterspell. Why not hold up 2 instead? Would Hogak even be that good still? Yes. Hogak was just insane. I'm sure. I mean, like, I haven't done any testing, but I'm sure that Hogak would just still be incredible. I guess with Endurance, it might be playable. Maybe. So we drown this, and they just don't get their card anymore, right? Yeah, with Endurance, maybe it's allowable. Hogak would still be very busted. Oh no! Another petty theft. So we can counter this, but then if they cascade, they just have their thing. I think we let them bounce this, because then we can still counterspell their cascaded spell, and we can Unholy Heat the Brazen Borrower. Yeah, we have a removal spell for a Rhino. And then we just get to keep our Shadow and keep attacking. And this way, yeah, we're countering the known spell instead of trying to hold up the counter for a spell that might not even be in their hand. And we got an iteration to find more? Absolutely. Yeah, we'll just take the 1, whatever. Oh, they have it. Oh, they're going to ice our Shadow. Sure. Find a Kroxa? They discard a Prismari command. Don't have the mana for that right now, so we'll just pass. Don't have the mana for Lurrus either, but I would like to put that up on the screen so I remember that it is an option. Because sometimes when Lurrus is hidden away behind that little heart, I just forget that it's there. They coming in with the Elemental again. Your main deck is Tron, 1 card, easy. Oh, more stuff? Another ice on my shadow? Darcy. All right, so let's see here. Land. Sorcery. Instant. Oh, damn. What did I take out? Oh, the Kroxa itself. That's why. We don't have any creatures after I took the Kroxa out. Okay, yep. You got some Rhinos. And Unholy Heat doesn't actually answer them right now. Get a Thoughtseize. Puts us down to 3. They have no cards. Does grow the Shadow to 10. I don't think that's very good. So let's see here. If we Unholy Heat, the Elemental... maybe the Darcy goes up. This is difficult. We could attack with Kroxa. If they double block, we can just kill both their Rhinos and bring Kroxa back. If we attack with Kroxa and Shadow, they take the damage from Kroxa, they block the Shadow. They probably can't do that, right? They probably have to block the Kroxa. Get Lurrus, Thoughtseize Lurrus. Pew pew! That means the Darcy would be able to fly in. That's pretty funny. Heat deals 6. Oh yeah, that it would deal 6 at that point. So we could get rid of one of the Rhinos. They would have to block. They would take 3. That's actually kind of good. I would just attack with the big dudes. That makes a lot of sense too. So we go to 3. We attack with everything. They go to whatever. They block. No, Rhino does not run Bolt, but they do run Stomp. Yeah, we're going to kill the 1/1 here. We've made our decision. Kill the 1/1, see what we get. They're kind of forced into their blocks. Lightning Bolt. And we can play the Lurrus here as an extra blocker. That's really sweet. Would have kept the Bolt there almost dead. Yeah, that's a good point too. The Bolt is a pretty good draw here just to finish it. Because yeah, the Bolt, they're at 2. The Bolt would have just ended the game anyways. Now they have a chance to cascade into something, and they didn't. So yeah. Managed to get there anyway. We'll bring in 3 explosives, bring in some Flusterstorms. Yeah, they only cascade into Rhinos. Lightning Bolt doesn't seem that good in this matchup. I don't think Dress Down seems very good either. I guess Lightning Bolt does hit the 3/1 flyer. Yeah, we can run Terminate, but do I really want to spend a 2 mana spell on half of one of their cards? I mean, it might be necessary, but we already have Drown in the Loch that does the same thing. Yeah, I don't want to overboard either. Like, Terminate might be better than Lightning Bolt, but I don't think it's better than anything else in the deck. So yeah, there might be... Yeah, Terminate might be better than Lightning Bolt. We also saw Season Pyro. Season Pyro, the dress down would be amazing against Pyromancer. Let's take a look at what I was playing when I was playing Rhino. If I still have it here. Yep, Blood Moon. Endurance. Blood Moon and Endurance. Single land hand. But we got the Bauble, we got the Thoughtseize. And we got the Drown in the Loch. We'll just hope that we draw some lands. Crashing Footfalls. Okay, so we got the land right away. Always had it. I think we just play Ragavan pass, and then next turn... Actually, we might want to Thoughtseize and then hold up Drown in the Loch. Yeah, I think we Thoughtseize, and then next turn we can hold up Drown. All right, let's get a little bit more information. Find out what their top card is. They're drawing Shardless Agent. Okay, so they have Outburst. They're drawing Agent. If we take the Outburst, then we can drown the rhinos out of the agent. All right, so Triome out of hand. Fiery Eyelid is a new card. Okay, they go for Klothys instead. Double threat would have been pretty good too. Yep. Because yeah, now our turn is basically nothing. Klothys isn't a creature. Dress down does nothing to it. We can dress down just a draw card here. Get Delirium as well. Nice. Another Shadow. Sweet draw. And a Flusterstorm. That's an interesting question. If you dress down, would it enter as a 4/5? I think it probably would, and then it would become the enchantment once the dress down is gone. That would be my guess. Getting rid of the Mishra's Bauble. So that's the Scalding Tarn we knew about. Doesn't enter the battlefield as a creature. Yeah, that is a question for someone more versed in Magic than I. So do we just Flusterstorm this? Keep the Drown in the Loch to kill a creature with? The thing is, like, using the Drown now uses our mana better, but if we kill the Shardless agent with Unholy Heat, then we can get in for quite a bit of damage. Fluster plays better around Force. Good point. Because we know they have Petty Theft Brazen Borrower, but we don't know what the last card in hand is. And then also this Drown in the Loch could be good against the Crashing Footfalls that is going to be cast very soon by the opponent. Expressive Iteration. Kind of think like dash Ragavan, attack for a bunch, hold up dress down. Or sorry, drown in the Loch. CJ, thanks for the follow, friend. Hey, we get Fire Ice. So I think I just hold up Drown in the Loch here. Dress down, gone. And this is Petty Theft. Now that Brazen Borrower can kill us in a couple of turns. I guess we just go Shadow, Shadow, Ragavan. Needed to play the second Shadow over Ragavan last turn. Get that extra damage in. Well, we're not dead yet. They have 5 damage here. Oh, no, that's not... They don't have green mana currently, so there's not... What are they doing with this? Obviously, we can't block, so if you have that instant Cascade card, you win. If you have Stomp, you win. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. And they even have another extra blocker. So... Oh, and the Stomp. They found the Stomp to kill us. Okay. So we're heading into game 3. We're just going to resubmit. Read like a book. Yeah, you had chapter 1 and I had chapter 2. This looks fine. So we can't really Mishra's Bauble ourselves. We got to fetch regardless if we want to Thoughtseize turn 1. So we might as well Mishra's Bauble them. And then there's also the question of, do we want to Thoughtseize turn 1 or do we want to wait till turn 2 to cast it? We should probably just wait till turn 2 to cast the Thoughtseize, right? So in that case, I can use the Mishra's Bauble as a fork. Don't want that land, so we're just going to fetch it away. Might as well fetch Shock. You're thinking about Force, not Fluster. Oh, there's so many cards because they put the double face cards as 2 cards. If I fetch shock, I can make a shadow that survives stomp or fire. But if they have the cascade ready to go, that's not the best. But we do have answers. Kind of would like to get my shadow out so we can start attacking with it. We could get the dress down to work with the shadow. That would be sweet. Combo. Okay, Scalding Tarn was an unknown card. Oh yeah, the rest of their deck is actually still very strong. Okay, Steam Vents untapped. Go for the Pyro, makes sense. Get a bunch of blockers with it. They get rid of the Dispute and this one. Oh, and the Dispute was already there too. Do you think if I attack with everything, they'll throw all their creatures onto my shadow to try and kill it? Oh, thank you. Weird. Kind of wish we had Temur Battle Rage here, you know? Yeah, probably just block with Spyro, more tokens for later. Yeah, I mean, why play Temur Battle Rage when you can play Dress Down? Dress Down draws you a card. Temur Battle Rage does not. Oh, well, Explosives on 0 seems fine. Oh, they block with a token instead of the Pyromancer. Kind of figured the Pyro was going to block there. Okay. Oh, that's why, because they want to attack. Grow the power of our shadow. I hope they play a Cascade spell here. Nice. Dress down EOT into explosives. Seems like a win to me. I guess we could Thoughtseize first. No? Keep lockup? Oh, that's fair. I guess like we had the land drop, right? So I could have played land, got mountain, and then we could have played Thoughtseize, explosives, drown. Yeah, if we play the Tarn first, we would have been able to do everything. I mean, they can't have Fluster, but yeah, these Thoughtseize would be better versus double force. Let me just see here. What kind of mana do I need? I need blue, black, and red. The red I can get from the mountain. Cool. Now, they made me go through all the motions, but we managed to get the W. 2 lands. We got Ragavan to start. We're going to keep this. 5-0 would have been nice, obviously. But it does mean that we don't have that built-up pressure on us for this final game, this final match. We're just going to play it out, and whatever happens, we got a positive result for the league. Oh, Mill! We're up against Mill! Of course, we only have fetches, so they're going to be able to hit us with any traps that they might have. Sucks. Alright, so I guess we start with Blood Crypt and then Watery Grave. One Tasha's is half our deck, yep. Oh, and they got the fetch land for the double crab. We're losing this game to mill, my friends. I'm just gonna kill this crab, and then kill this crab and attack in with Ragavan. That's the plan. I wanted a Watery Grave, I think. That's what I said I wanted. Yeah, Kroxa is pretty much instant. Oh, they're gonna block that, so we get to kill their crab. That's nice. Do we want to draw a card with the Bauble? I guess so. What else are we doing? They got a Visions of Beyond. Oh, that's not quite ready for them yet. Murderer! Hate crime against crabs. They should have given me the formula, that's all I'm saying. 36 to 10. So 26 cards. Bam! Gone. Alright, so those are all in exile. Blood Crypt, Snow-Covered Mountain, Steam Vents. So I should still have a Watery Grave and a Swamp. There's the Swamp and there's the Watery Grave. So I think I have no lands left in my deck to get. Mountain, Swamp, Blood Crypt, Watery Grave, Steam Vents. Let me see how many. I think I only had 2 of each. 2, 2, 2. So yeah, all of our lands are gone. That means we can't even play our shadows at all. We got Drown in the Loch. Yeah, it looks like Drowned is basically it. We can counter 1 spell. Hey, we got a crab. Might as well fetch and make sure, get that 1 damage. Being at 13 isn't going to hurt us too much. Uh, 26 cards from Tasha's. Another Drown. Leave it on top. Do you know if there's any cube draft available on Moto? I do not know if there's anything going on now, but there are cube drafts that happen on Moto, yes. I'm going to leave the card where it is, and I guess we just pass. It rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the crabs again! Okay, they put Lurrus to hand and pass the turn. Nice. Get another Drown. $70 is the new $60. I like it. I like where you're thinking. Say one thing, don't crack that fetch land. They haven't been playing spells. They probably have an Archive Trap in hand. Yeah, they might have drawn one. We know they didn't have one towards the beginning of the game, but they might have one now. So we only have 16 cards in our graveyard. They're only drawing one card from this Visions. We're going to let that happen. We're going to try and we're going to save our Drown in the Lochs for more important spells. We're smashing for 5 every turn. We need 3 hits. Or if we draw a Lightning Bolt, are there any Lightning Bolts left in our deck? No Lightning Bolts left in our deck. They're going to Field of Ruin. That sucks. Fortunately, our Drowns do counter their traps. They have 7 cards in their graveyard. Okay, yep, no lands. Yeah, pass the turn. And then do it during the whenever else. This is when you want to start casting your traps, because now I've lost my blue mana. Lurrus. I think we let the Lurrus resolve so we don't get got by a trap, and then we can kill the Lurrus during our turn and get the treasure. I'm going to crack this fetch land. Since we've already searched our library, we'll lose a point of life this way. Get a Ragavan. Put on top. Get a Fatal Push. Not going to use that. We'll just pass the turn here, hold up our Drown. Ah, that's GG. Hard-fought game, but I think they have this one. Oh, they only have 1 card in hand. Imagine if we actually win this game. Nice! Took the Tashas off their deck. Draw land. Draw blank. That's basically a blank. They could have Fetch as their last card, and that would let them win. Ah! That lets them win. Good game. So close. All right, we'll get them games 2 and 3. Explosives. Flusterstorm. Yeah, super, super close. Take out the Unholy Heat. Drown the Loch is good. Like, Iteration and Mishra. Iteration's kind of like meh this game. We don't really want to be drawing those extra cards. But maybe we'll just stay at 64. It's like having 4 extra life. And I shouldn't mess up with our lands too much. If we had had those 4 extra cards last game, I mean, why stop at 65? Let's ratchet it all the way up to 69. Thanks, Mr. Krabs. Bring in Soul Guide Lantern as well. I mean, we can get rid of a graveyard so they can't draw a bunch. They have 64 cards in theirs. It only clears the opponent's graveyard, not a target? Okay. Yeah, that's right. I remember that now because I was using Soul Guide Lantern previously because it gets around Leyline of Sanctity. That was why I first started playing it. I mean, we got the turn 1 Ragavan. The hand is pretty bad otherwise. I mean, the Engineered Explosives on 1 is okay. Worried they'll grab their crabs and mill them. So we could keep this on the base of Ragavan. It's just the hand is so bad otherwise. We'll probably draw another land, right? Imagine they open with an 0-3? Yeah, which is very possible. In Ragavan, we trust. We also have the explosives, so if they play an 0-3 to start, we have explosives turn 1. Famous last words? Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, that's right. We lost that game. It was a close one. Ragavan, let's go. Screeves is resubbed. Thank you so much for the support, Screeves. 4 months. Decent. They got the explosives on 1. I was going to play the explosives on 1. Alright, so I guess we Ragavan and Iteration. Oh, see, we can take that crab now. Okay. We already got a bunch of Thoughtseizes. Let's take the Kroxa. This should be pretty easy to bring back. So Kroxa to hand, Thoughtseize to bottom, Bloodstained Mire. Play the Mire. And I guess we might as well Thoughtseize here. You want to play that crab so bad? We'll get them with their own tech. So we're going to want Blood Crypt. Still can't understand why Wizards made another crab for this deck so the deck could be playable. Well, I guess we get rid of crab. Field of Ruin. So they're going to use the explosives here. Let's mill them. All right, so they should use the explosives. So we could play Iteration here. Kind of like Iteration, and then maybe we can find a land or something. We find no land. All right. Flusterstorm to hand. Unholy Heat to bottom. Inquisition to exile. Okay, they play the Ghost Quarter. Good thing we got basics. But they aren't going to last. Go get a swamp here. Actually. Yeah. Oh, nice draw. That lets us play our shadows. And hold up a Flusterstorm. We might not want to hold up the Flusterstorm. They just have the Ghost Quarter to get rid of this. And then we don't get to hold up blue. So maybe we just play Thoughtseize Shadow Shadow. We'll take Drown in the Loch so they can't kill our creature. Yeah. Because this is a really quick clock. Okay, they play Orbo. They're going to Fractured Sanity, then Ghost Quarter. Is what I think. They could just, like, double cycle. I don't think that's how you win, but maybe, yeah, you cycle, try and find a removal for a shadow. Or Engineered Explosives is probably their best bet. Sogai Lantern. You say any land is lethal. Oh, because we could, like, fetch and do extra. I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. So we've got... We could put Kroxa down, or we could attack with a Ragavan. I like dash Ragavan, hold up Flusterstorm. We could also dash Ragavan and still play Kroxa. And that's 12, 15, put them to 2. Yeah, we did put extra cards in the deck. Yeah, they'll just Lantern away the Kroxa. Good point. Not like we're going to be able to get that back at any point. You were meaning by sideboarding, right? Oh, I get what you mean. Every mole is like plus hit points. Yeah. Seems good. I think we just pass here, hold up Flusterstorm. I don't really see any way of them being able to win this game. Visions for one card. You got it. Nice. All right, one game to go. Last game of the match and the league and the stream. So we've still got 66 cards from last time. The lands were a little bit hard to hit, but I think we're going to stick with 66. What was the line? Something. What would it have been? Maybe initiate or initiate order 66. Single land Inquisition. We got a Ragavan. Let's keep. Execute. Thank you. Execute order 66. Another Ragavan. So we could play the first Ragavan, and they're forced to use the explosives, then we can play the other one. We could also just Inquisition here and take away one of their good cards. They don't have good cards. I do want to have the red and black mana, and then we can get the blue mana later, hopefully. So we'll get Blood Crypt. What do I think of the leak? I haven't heard too much about it, actually. I've only just heard that there was one. So I haven't gotten any real information on it yet. Fatal Push. Brutal. Well, let's take Tasha's Hideous Laughter, because that thing takes like 20 cards off my library. Yeah, no joke. Another not land card. We actually have nothing to play. I guess we could play explosives on one here. Seems bad. Just hold up Lightning Bolt. Hey, hold on now. Is that what it is? To be fair, the high bits emotes aren't set yet. I was hoping to be able to, what was it? Get the 103A knocked off of tier 1 and, or sorry, knocked off of tier 2 and put onto tier 1. And then I could put the nuts on tier 2. So if you're looking to get that nuts emote and want to cheer 10,000 bits, maybe we can get more subs and we can just get that on tier 2 instead. 29 cards this time with Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Why did I let it resolve with my blue mana? Good question. Hey, Nerdy Orion, hats off. I got something for this. I'll be right back. All right. It's an Indiana Jones stream now. Need to expand my hat collection? I'll work on that. I have another hat that I got to repair. It's so ridiculous that it just collapsed under its own amazingness. We have died. It's true. We dead. We kept that one land hand on the basis of Ragavan, and then both of our Ragavans died. I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but yeah, in execution, it was terrible. Is it the Squidbillies donkey hat? I am not aware of that donkey. Do you even have lands left in the library? Probably not. I think it might be time, chat. All right. GG's. Why are they not casting anything? Because they don't have to. They can just sit back and wait for us to kill ourselves or for us to die due to having nothing. But who knows? They could have just had a bunch of responsive things in their hand. because we'd previously seen that they were playing Drown in the Loch and Fatal Push, so their hand could have just been completely reactive cards. They could have just had like Fatal Push, Drown in the Loch, Engineered Explosives, and no mill cards left. Alright, friends. So this is the deck that we were playing today, Grixis Death Shadow. It's been quite a while since I've played the Shadow deck, and when I used to play it, I was playing the aggressive versions that didn't have any blue. We would really be focusing on our Rakdos colors. We were playing things like Monastery Swift Spear. Actually, I might have one of my old lists still up here. I did play a lot of Shadow. Would it be under Rakdos? Maybe oh, Mardu? This must have been something that I was working on. It looks like, yeah. Misjun Shadow. This is an example of one of the older lists that I was playing. In Jund, you get like Hexdrinker, Tarmogoyf, you play your Swift Spear. In the Rakdos versions, you were playing, what's the name of that wizard for 1 mana? Since when is Cooper the Red this big of a streamer? Hey, it's been a slow climb, my friend, a slow climb. We put a lot of work into it, but consistently streaming at this time has definitely been a pretty big help. And it seems like people want to come by and watch me play Magic, so that's pretty cool. That's the one. Soulscar Mage. That's another card that we were used to be playing in these decks. I was playing like Knight of the Ebon Legion for a little while, but we've just got access to way better cards now. So if we want to look at the Grixis Shadow list again, Ragavan and Dragon Rage Channeler obviously are the creatures of choice nowadays. And then with the Dress Down, Kroxa has really nice interaction with that, along with the Death Shadow. And then also, I mean, Dress Down really took the Scourge out of the deck and out of the format. You barely ever see Scourge anymore. I think that I would definitely like to play a Mardu version of this list, though. Being able to get Prismatic Ending seems just like super, super good. So I'll have to keep my eye out for a Mardu list that's running Shadow. But on the other hand, we already have a good Mardu list that instead of running Shadow is running the creature with Shadow. The Dothy dude that takes care of graveyards. So lots of choices as far as these styles of deck go. But I did definitely like being able to play Shadow again. And the synergy with Dress Down is just so sweet.